definitely the tale of two different games between the week's past game and the weekend's game. You mentioned after the loss to Pomona the need for this team to start off better and to start things off quicker. What do you tell your team? I guess that's something that I guess is kind of it's hard to put into words how to get a team to start off a game better. What did you do in order to get them motivated to start a game better?
There's not a lot that you need to do when you lose a big game at home at Humboldt State. The guys are motivated. The guys are trying to redeem themselves individually as players, and then as a team, they collectively get together and in the locker room, and then with some coaching over a 48-hour period of time, they get themselves ready to go. It was a little bit of a wake-up call for us to come out Saturday night and perform well, and that's exactly what we did.
Talk about that Saturday night game. Obviously, a win like that gets a lot of opportunities for guys off the bench to come in and show themselves. Were there any players that stuck out in your mind who did especially well on Saturday?
I was really pleased with Cody Kale and how he ran the point guard position. He distributed the ball well. He was a quarterback on the floor. It's exactly what we needed right now. Feel really good about him taking control of that position. Happy with DeAndre Robinson and how he performed. Very active, very athletic. We did a little adjustment within our offense, and he adapted extremely well to that.
Let's talk about this week's match. You guys hitting the road for CC2A play. What do you know about Cal State Stanislaus? What are they going to bring to the table?
Cal State Stanislaus will be well coached. Coach Reynolds does a nice job preparing specifically very well for the opponent week to week. They've had, I think, 15 days in preparation just for our game. So I imagine they'll have a lot of twists to what they do offensively and defensively. And then during game adjustments, he's a mastermind that way too. He's coached at the Division II level successfully at other institutions, and then he's coached at Division I level. So it's a little intimidating every time you look down the sideline and see Coach Reynolds from my perspective. As far as a team, they have new players like we have new players. They have two players that we actively recruited, and they ended up getting them in the recruiting war. And so I have a lot of respect for some of their new players on their team.
When you talk about, I guess you lost that battle to get those players, but you got Alec Williams, and he went 11 for 13 against Holy Names. How big has he been for you guys this season? What has he really brought to the court that sticks out in your mind?
The last few games, Alex playing well. He's playing more as a teammate, not just an individual. We're very happy about that. In practice, he's been energetic, and I think he's the centerpiece of our basketball program right now. We've got to run the ball through his hands, and hopefully he'll make the decision, and we'll be more of a high-octane offense with the ball in his hands.
He's had that D1 experience of going into some big arenas and some hostile arenas. Do you think that helps him out, heading into Chico for Saturday's game?
Yeah, Alex not going to be intimidated by 2,500 fans at Chico State when he's played in front of 12,500 at some of the other Division I institutions that he's had experience at San Diego State. So we can rely on him that way. He's not going to freeze up. He's not going to get a stage fright. He'll be fine.
What do you tell your team heading into a rivalry game like Chico?
We'll address the Chico game Saturday morning on our travel from Turlock to Chico, and we'll talk about the rivalry. It's a great rivalry. It goes back to some great football rivalries too. I'll make sure they understand that, and then we'll tell them the recent success we've had in the last 12 years against Chico, and then we'll tell them about last year's new twist as far as our recent games.
All right, that's all the questions I had, Coach.
Coach, what did you take more of you think helps the team more this weekend going into league play, the loss to Pomona or the win over Holy Names?
Well, I think both. Wednesday's game against Pomona gave us a good bearing on, number one, Pomona's very, very good. I think they're at championship level again, as far as not just conference, but national championship level, like they were a few years ago. I think they've got the tools and the athleticism there. The good news is we showed character, we showed poise. We were able to come back and have an opportunity to win that game. So we learned that from our team. We also learned as a coaching staff that we're athletic enough, we're talented enough to play at that championship level. We have that on our roster. Now it's just a matter of staying on our feet, getting better week to week, and giving ourselves a chance to competitive for a championship.
Coach, one road trip, obviously exciting, the plane, University of Arizona, not a lot of sex appeal going to Turlock. Talking about getting the guys focused and back out on the road and having to play, a tough road game with CC2A.
Yeah, you got to take a deep breath and realize we're Humboldt State. We're going to get in a couple of vans. We're going to travel down to Turlock. Somewhere along the line, we'll get out and practice and wake up Friday morning and prepare ourselves to play a very good team in Turlock, Cal State Stanislaus.
Then Chico, they're kind of the new top dog now. They've got the bullseye on their backs. You know what it's like to play like that, of course, Humboldt State for so many years. Just talk about just the atmosphere of going in and playing at Acker on Saturday night.
It's I miss the target on our back. We always embrace that target, and now that we're not picked to win the conference this particular year, we'll see how they handle that stress, how they handle that pressure. When it's about 4 minutes to go in a basketball game and it's tied, that pressure really builds for that team that's picked to win. So we'll see how they respond to that. Hopefully we'll be in that position Saturday night.
Last year when you called motion, you had 5 seniors. A lot of time out on the court. They knew what you were talking about. What's your confidence level when you call out plays with this group right now?
Still trying to figure out combinations of players that we can trust during key times of the game. And with Cody out there and DeAndre out there and Alec playing as a steady force, we're really looking at Aaron Chamberlain not just to get rebounds, but to make good offensive plays, good decisions with the basketball. Will give us better chances. In addition to that, Austin Bryant and Ethan Dillard, I think the result of those other players being more comfortable, they'll get a little bit more daylight to shoot the ball, a little more time to get their feet set to knock down those shots we count on.
Last year, Kyle Baxter was kind of the X factor guy. Had the ability to light it up, and then other nights he wasn't so much of a factor. Is Austin Bryant turning into that guy, or how do you look for more consistency out of 24?
Austin, we think we have great patience and great trust and belief that Austin's going to have a great year, and it's just a matter of our point guard position really. Once that's solidified and that point guard's playing better, that's going to release more time on transition plays and sets and motion offense, that for that matter, for Austin to get shots off.
Is Cody Kale your guy at the point guard?
Cody Kale is who we're going to war with this week. He's our new candidate for presidency at the quarterback position.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks.